You know, Colby, everybody has a podcast today.
That's crazy.
This used to be a gentleman's game. If you get that, man, props to you. You know?
Right. Maybe. It's a maybe.
What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches It. What's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new month of Who Watches This podcast. And today, or for this month, Colby has picked the theme, so let's introduce the theme.
Retired special agents.
I'm really hoping that Mr. Bean is in one of these.
Yeah. You never know. You never know.
A certain English. No, I forgot the story of that with Johnny English. Oh man, we're getting specific after 4 years.
I had put together like a couple different like themes, and I was trying to put movies in, and then I just this weekend I turned on Netflix and I was like, hey, I've always wanted to see that movie and I never watched it.
You've never seen this?
I'm gonna go ahead
That's
and
crazy.
watch it. And then like when it was over I was like, oh, this is totally, we're doing this. This is gonna be the month.
Did you already watch the sequel?
I did, which will make it confusing because my brain is like now mashed them into like one long movie.
Yeah, this like month reminds me of a Grumpy Old Men, but just action style.
Right, yes.
All right, so before we go ahead and let you guys know what the movie is, we got Rhyme Fest, the section Rhyme Fest. I don't know. Being retired don't suit some folks, especially when you lived life in cloaks. They got a hit out on Frank's ass and the girlie he knows in Kansas. So he decided to get the band back to retire some name plaques. Ooh.
Deep.
And we'll see who ends up dead in the 2010 spy agent movie, Red. He's not, well, I guess he's a spy or he's a black ops agent, right?
Right, yeah.
Oh, man, yeah. Today we're going to be talking about the 2010 geriatric movie. They were old then, and now they're, man, I will be so sad when Morgan Freeman dies.
Right. Bruce Willis was only like 56 in this. So.
Yeah, but he's like been bald, so
Right. Yeah.
he's always had the same like look in his face, so you can't really tell until recently.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's so weird story on that. Not on that, but yeah, you know. So my dad and his brother, 1 year apart, almost exactly 1 year apart. They look extremely similar. In high school, they were both on the wrestling team.
Yeah.
They were both like state champions. People got them confused, so my uncle shaved his head. In high school, my dad looked like he was 16 when he was 18, and my uncle looked like he was 28 when he was 18.
Hair makes a difference.
Fast forward 50 years, both of them are retired. My dad still got hair. My uncle looks 45, and he's 70. And my dad looks 80, and he's like 70. Yeah.
Oh no. You know, maybe like when your uncle like went bald, like stress for your life. Maybe the stress of having to do your hair, get haircuts, gone.
You look through like photo albums and like
Vampire.
Yes. Like there's 20-year gaps, and you're like, is it the same year? Is that
The only way you could tell is the quality of the photo.
the grandkids are getting older, and he's not. You know, it's
Well, like,
crazy.
what did your uncle do, like, as a profession?
He manages campgrounds in national parks in New Jersey.
Oh, see, that sounds like, as stressful as that sounds, that also he gets out more. You're a little bit more active,
Yeah,
and he probably loves that.
Yeah, he
loves camping.
He's got this huge plot of land that was like he wanted to make into a Christmas tree farm, and then that didn't work, so he just basically kind of gave an acre of his land to like each corner to each one of his daughters, and they built like cabins on it. So like
This sounds some like rich white people stuff. First of all, I gave each of my child like a quarter of an acre, and they built a beautiful log cabin on it.
It's New Jersey, and it's like this mountain area, so I think he probably got the land super cheap.
That's but now it's probably skyrocketed.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's New Jersey. Yeah,
and then like as each of them, like the girls, like his daughter, he had 3 daughters. Each as one of them got married, if here's an acre, build a cabin on there. Make sure you marry a man who knows how to
fix shit.
One of the girls had
lesbian
6 kids. One of them has like a whole farm, has like 1 kid, but like 7 dogs and 12 cats and bunnies and rabbits.
All you're doing is just telling people how poor they are. These 3 girls basically have their own cul-de-sac.
Really, I mean, there's enough trees and stuff in the mountains up there that like you can't see each other's property from. You have to like take the path to sister's house.
It sounds more rich now. They have pathways to their own homes.
This is like dirt paths, not paved paths.
But ever since, when did Bruce Willis go bald? In the 2000s, early 2000s, maybe even late 90s.
Yeah. I think he started kind of thinning, and then he was just like, I'm shaving it.
Yeah, and then, Die Hard 1, thinning already.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. As much of the things that Bruce Willis is going through right now, I heard he was like hard to work with.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, but like this cast is pretty golden, like not only in age but in like career. Because we got Helen Mirren, legend, also freaking John Malkovich. They made a movie about being him.
Like you said, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan fucking Freeman. It's so cool because like you look at Morgan Freeman and you always think he's like a good guy, but it's all like he's not a bad guy in this one, but it's always refreshing to see him as the bad guy as well. He plays both roles super well. I think he was also like, wasn't he in Lucky Number 11?
Oh, yep.
And he was a bad guy in that one too, and he's just like, damn, he's so good. Right. But we also have Carl Urban.
A young Carl Urban?
It's kind of weird not seeing him without the facial hair.
Right, now that we're watching Boys, it took me a minute. I was like, I totally know who that is, and then it was like...
Carl Urban.
Yeah.
Or just the beard is more jarring for him not to have, because remember he was in Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
Bald Carl Urban, whatever, but the beard gone is like it's like what's it called, like it's like a wet cat. But let's get into this movie. It's pretty funny. This movie starts off with a pensioner named Frank Moses. He's getting his mail. He's living a pretty quiet life, and he gets a pension check, but for some reason he tears it up. You're like, what's going on? Like, why would you tear that up? I mean, I guess you could just get another one. So he does what he does. He calls like the number for the pension.
Yep.
And everything. I think he asked for someone specific.
Right.
And so he gets transferred there, and it is a woman named Sarah, who I hate, like, if you ever worked in a cubicle before, you can tell how much somebody hates their job by how much they decorate their cubicle. Because you need that. They need to decorate their cubicle to stay sane.
Right. Yep.
Because, it's filled with, like, little trinkets and everything, and she's pretty excited to get a call.
I've had cubicle jobs, and yes, it's 100%. Yeah, you got the person, you got the pop figure guy who's like, or the Lego person. You get the Hello Kitty old lady.
Right, just anything that can keep your mind sane.
Yeah.
I was, recently I left a job just because it was gonna be a cubicle job. And just seeing everybody's like personalized cubicle, I was just like, oh my God, everybody hates their job.
Yeah. Yep.
But it pays decent, so they're staying. So like, but she's super excited to get this call from Frank. And she's like, oh, hey, what's up, Frank? And they seem pretty familiar with each other. You know, he's like asking her about like the books that she's reading.
Right, because it kind of starts off, it was like, hey, another month and I haven't got my check yet.
And I'm like, how much does this guy have like put away that he could just kind of do this to flirt?
Right.
But the first time she gets the call, they talk, but then she has to leave because there's a nosy Betty. I don't know if it's her supervisor or maybe just her cubicle partner.
Right.
But she's like looking at him with like those librarian like shush eyes. So she like, but then like, next month rolls in again and he calls again and they talk, they flirt a little bit.
Right. And like you said, you hate your job. You're just looking for something good. And if you and on that kind of job, 90% of the people who call you are going to be screaming at you.
Yeah.
So you get like one kind person and you're just like, this is the greatest person ever. I want all his phone calls.
Yeah, and like, Bruce Willis doesn't sound so old. I mean, just like, obviously she probably has like his profile. So
right.
Maybe he's like, a lot of UPS drivers retire at 50. A lot of jobs only require 20 years of service.
And in outside of this film, they're only 10 years apart. So you would have to assume probably about that same age range within the film, which is acceptable.
Yeah, and like, obviously later on you find out what he was doing, so maybe he's not as old, because like I said, like some companies only require 20 years of service. So she's flirting, like, and he's like, oh, what book are you reading? And she's like, oh, I'm reading Deadly Dangerous Things. And like you see, like he's read he has a stack of like those smut books that he's been reading to like sort of get in her mind.
Yeah.
Right?
So they have something to chat about.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, he's a good guy. He's like trying to like get into the things that she's into. That's cool. But
and it certainly sounds like she's never really traveled. Like she's always just kind of been there, and she's got all kinds of travel posters up in her cube. And
that's another thing that you don't want to see in someone's cubicle. Just fucking posters of other countries, and you're like, well, you're never gonna go. Right. Yeah, because she's like, I've always wanted to go to Chile, and she's like, have you ever been? And he's like, yeah, I've been to Chile. And like, at that moment, you're like, did he go to Chile? But after reading that book, 3 a.m. rolls around, and well, like maybe his what's that shit that's in the dude's butt? Prostate.
What's the shit that's in a dude's butt? It depends on what website you're paying for this week.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, he's retired. Maybe his prostate is kind of pushing on his bladder, and he has to get up in the middle of the night to take a piss. And he goes down the hallway, but then out of the darkness, a wet team comes. That's what they called it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And they're they probably know about this guy, so they're still a little bit wary, but they're probably like, he's retired, man, whatever.
Oh, right, yeah.
His senses is probably dull, so like they go to break into like I think the bathroom, and all of a sudden he comes out of a fucking closet and completely wipes this team out, like at least the team that's inside, right?
Yeah.
But he knows what's fucking happening. And what did they call it? Like, what did he call it? They're gonna scrub him or something like that?
Yeah.
So this guy is already super on the job about everything. He heats up a pan, puts some bullets on there to mimic gunshots.
Right.
Meanwhile, I was like, he got through that cement in his basement.
Oh, but it was totally like a John Wick moment where he goes down to the basement and sledgehammers the floor and
Yeah, I guess that's just maybe it's a CIA thing.
right. He gets out his gold coins so he can go to the hotel.
Right,
What?
but
Oh,
like
no,
this guy
probably.
has like passports. He has a stack of like cash in there, and he knows he's got to get the fuck out of here.
Right, right.
So like yeah, they end up the bullets on the fucking man for somehow he super fast on the cement, but he's able to create a distraction. A team of like I don't know like 12 to 15 guys just totally gun down this house.
Oh yeah, just full on
Yeah.
predator machine gun.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
But he's able to escape this whole situation. Now we go to oh well before that, sorry, when he was talking to Sarah from Kansas, he's like, I'm gonna be in Kansas next month. Maybe you wanna like meet up for dinner.
Right. Yep.
And she's like
Right, because
okay.
she makes like a comment about how like she went on a date and how bad it was.
Yeah. But he knows, he's like, if they've already, been monitoring me, they've been monitoring my calls.
Right.
So he ends up, we flash to Kansas. Sarah's just had another bad day. She gets dropped off by some guy, and he's like, you're not going to invite me up? I paid for dinner. And she's like, no. And so she starts undressing as soon as she gets in the door, which plenty of us do.
Right. Right.
But then all of a sudden in her hallway is fucking Bruce Willis. And he's able, well, what's it called? Like, I no, so as she's kind of like thwarting him away, because first of all, this is fucking weird that you know where I live.
Yeah.
Not only do you know where I am, but you know where I live, and but all of a sudden, she gets attacked by like some sort of Oh no. Wait, when did he just knock her out?
No, because he's like, you got to pack a bag because we got to go.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
And she's like, I don't even know you. What the hell? And he's like, well, look out the window, and then you see a bunch of guys in like black suits with guns, all like piling out of a van. And that's when she's like, okay.
Yeah, and then he ties her up and puts her in the back of like an Intercontinental.
Yeah.
And they start driving, and he's like trying to figure out what he has to do, and he clicks in his head. They head to New Orleans. He ends up tying her up to a bedpost, and he's like, I'm gonna be back. All right, just relax.
Yep.
And then duct tapes her mouth once again. But yeah, so after that, after he ties her up to this bedpost, we cut to Morgan Freeman.
Yep.
In a retirement home. And he's trying to fix like the TV with the antenna. He's like, I just can't get it. And so the young like nurse,
he's trying to adjust it for him.
Yeah, but he goes to sit down while he's being kind of like a pervy old grandpa.
Oh yeah.
And so, but yeah, she notices it. She's like, oh. And then it pans over to Bruce Willis. It seems like they've worked together.
Yep.
And he's like, he's giving him the rundown. He's like, hey, wet team came to scrub me. I don't know what's going on. He's like, oh, I don't know what's going on either. And so he's like, well, let me go find out. He's like, who are you with? And he's like, oh, this girl named Sarah from Kansas. He's like, oh. And so, but Sarah ends up breaking out of the constraints that she's in.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. And before that, we do get a shot of Carl Urban scrubbing some guy. He's just like making it look like a suicide.
Right.
And it's just crazy work. I was like, he's doing this like it's like it's like he's doing this like he's taking inventory.
Right. Yep.
He's like planning evidence. Orchestrates this guy's like suicide is so insane. So that's who we kind of figure out that's going to be trying to track down Bruce Willis, right?
Yeah.
And so he gets a ping off of Sarah when she calls for 911 because he notices through all the statements, all his mail and stuff like that he's like, this guy's not cashing in his pension. looks into it. He sees that all his calls go to a specific girl.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, that might be what's going on. So when Sarah breaks out, she's getting treated by the paramedics, but then a police guy comes, and he's like, oh, hey, we gotta take you down to the station, do some reports and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, he tries to almost drug her, but Bruce Willis is able to come there, stop it, and now she's kind of like, oh shit. We're in one of my smut books.
Exactly, yes.
Meanwhile, Bruce Willis is like, we got to go to somebody that can kind of give us some firepower.
Right.
To help me track down whatever the fuck is going on. But then Morgan Freeman, who's also gathering intel, is surprise attacked by a CIA agent. And Morgan Freeman is like, oh. So it's like that, huh?
Did they have like, hey, a bunch of our... Am I confusing this movie and the second movie? They were like, we have a list?
Oh, yeah. So they get that... oh, yeah, no. You're right. So, no, before they go to John Malkovich...
Yeah, because a couple other people from their team, they find out have been scrubbed.
Yeah, or just any... Yeah. So no, they find out that like they find out that a New York reporter has gotten murdered.
Yeah.
And so they go to New York. Sorry, before they go to John Malkovich, and they interview the mother of the reporter, and then Sarah's like, here, let me take care of this. You're kind of rough. And so she's able to like get some information. She gets a postcard which has a code on it. And her mother's like, I don't know what this means. It's not a phone number.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was a phone number. I tried to call it. It doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, but Bruce Willis is like, where did your daughter go to college? And so he figures out it's the Dewey Decimal System for like Harvard or something like that.
Right.
And that's where they get the list of names. And then that's when they
yes, that, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they try to like get Morgan Freeman into it, but he can't get a hold of Morgan Freeman because Morgan Freeman at this moment has been surprise attacked by another CIA agent.
Right.
So they go to John Malkovich. It's hilarious. He lives like on the bayou or something. Like he lives in Florida, I think, in a swamp in Florida, and it almost surprise attacks Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is able to kind of like calm him down. And he's like, well, last time I saw you trying to kill me. I was like, I'm not trying to kill you now. That means we're friends, right? He's like, I guess that could be true. He's like, all right, well, can you get the knife out of my balls? And he's like, all right, well, let's go to my house. They bypass the house that's by the riverside.
Right, the house that's right there. And they walk over to this old beat-up car, open the trunk, and they climb in the trunk, and it takes them down to
downstairs.
Like a fallout shelter.
And she's like, what about the house? He's like, not this time, sweetheart. I saw a helicopter, and he was watching me. Yep. So he's the super eccentric...
Right,
like, and conspiracy theory.
He's like he sounds a little paranoid, and Bruce Willis is like, well, you get like that when the government experiments
LSD
with daily doses of LSD for 11 years.
Yeah, but like they gave him like this list of names, and he opens this vault, and I was like, how did he find this? Like, because it's chaotic mess. You know where it's at.
Yep. Right.
And so they figure, all right, this is what we got to do. But before we try to find out why they're trying to kill us with this list of names, we gotta go to an enemy. Right. But meanwhile, Carl Urban is now kind of a little bit in trouble, right? Because he doesn't know who he's dealing with. Because like when he went to go get Sarah, Carl Urban had chased him down. Yeah. And this, super badass shot. Bruce Willis hops out of the cop car.
Yeah, it was a super cool little chase scene.
Yeah, and totally like just outwits Carl Urban. Right. So Carl is like, this guy's no fucking analyst. You lied to me. This should have been fucking cake. Yeah. And this guy just superheroed his way out of a cop car to shoot me.
Right.
And so they tell him to go down to the basement, and it's like this old storage locker with another old, like, famous guy.
Right. It's
Super old dude. And that's
yeah.
Oh God, yeah. It's not even here, but yeah, no.
Ernest Borgnine.
Jesus.
Was that it? Yeah, I think so.
It looked like him though, but he's like, they figure out, they're like, Frank somehow he was the best goddamn black ops agent here.
Right.
And all of a sudden somebody decided to tag him Red.
Yep.
And they're like, Red, like, retired, extremely dangerous.
Yep.
And this guy's file is thick.
And every single page is redacted.
But now Carl Urban sort of has a semblance of what he has to actually, how he actually has to come at this.
Right.
But meanwhile, Frank
and Carl Urban is, we find out he's CIA.
Yeah, he's CIA. Yeah, and so Frank goes to the Russian embassy. I love the dialogue between Frank and John Malkovich, or Bruce Willis and John Malkovich.
Right.
Because they're always like, they're going to kill us. They are so going to fucking shoot us. But, Bruce Willis is like, all right, I'll go in there. All right. So he goes in there. He's like, hey, tell Brian Cox that Bruce Willis is there to see him. And man, they did not lack in showing out for this guy, because as soon as he hits that door, like 4 to 6 gunmen come out.
Oh yeah, yep.
But we find out that these guys have been like old rivals, and Brian Cox is kind of poking fun at him. He's like, "Look at you, a pensioner. You look so old, bro." And he's like, "Yeah, Victoria, she was my wife, my woman." But it's like hilarious. But he's like, Frank kind of breaks it down. Like, Brian Cox at first is like, "You killed my cousin." Or he's like, "You killed Igor. I mean, thankfully you got him out of the way."
Right. Yeah.
You know? And he's like, "Yeah, that guy just sucks." He's like, "That was my cousin. He was a pig." So they drink some vodka, but then you find out that Bruce Willis actually flipped Igor the Butcher.
Right.
Now he owns a chain of 7-Elevens in California, which super rich.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And he's like, nah, he's also 500 pounds. And they both laugh at that.
Right. Yeah, because he was a pig.
Yeah. But Frank tells Ivan, if you help me out, like, I need everything you have on the Langley building for the CIA. If you help me out, I owe you one.
Yeah.
And hey, man, if like a powerful person is like willing to dole out favors,
right,
it's more than the way to go.
Totally Godfather moment.
Yeah. So
you owe me a favor.
Yeah, you don't want to owe somebody rich. You don't want to owe somebody powerful a favor. Right. You want somebody powerful owe you a favor. But no, they're able to get the schematics and all the IDs and everything, and they break into the CIA pretty slick, you know. Yep. Even like during the eye recognition, Sarah was able to cover up. So, are you not going to help me get the colonel's contact lens? Because she drops the contact lens for the eye recognition. She's able to find it, but then she cleans it with her mouth. I was like, that's an infection waiting to happen. But he loves her, so it's like hot, you know. But they go and they end up going to visit Harry at the vault. Yep. And he's like, Harry, I need everything you got on Guatemala 1981. Because after the list of names and after, like, with John Malkovich, they figure out they're trying to scrub the team from Guatemala 81.
Right. Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like you have somebody who's black ops and they've done enough dirty things for the country and been enough places that and they now know enough people. You never know if they're going to flip, they're going to sell secrets, they're going to become a mercenary for the other team, for the highest bidder.
So yeah, you don't know why. Like, I mean, obviously Bruce Willis was he was like the top tier black ops agent.
Yeah.
But he also holds a lot of fucking secrets in his head.
Oh, right.
So, you know, obviously they keep tabs on him, and maybe they're trying to scrub him for some reason. They got to find out why Guatemala is so important. And so after they take all that information, he's like, "You're going to get a lot of heat for this, Harry." He's like, "I'm old." But Harry tells Bruce Willis, he's like, "Hey, some young whippersnapper came in here looking at your file." And so he's like, "Is he here?" He's like, "Yeah, he's upstairs."
He's got pretty hair.
Yeah, cute hair.
Cute hair.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, his hair was kind of cute.
And so Bruce Willis, I don't know why they had this in here, but it was a good fight scene. Man, he goes into Carl Urban's fucking office and they fight.
Right.
And he's like, "Were you trained by Kordetsky?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I trained him," and breaks his fucking arm. But he does end up getting shot by Carl Urban after he fucked Carl Urban up.
Right, yep.
And then, so on the escape route, he again builds a bomb out of like cleaning chemicals, which I was like, that's just in storage rooms? Jesus, the wrong earthquake. But they're able to escape from that situation, and by using like a firefighter, getting him out by the firefighter. And so as they go to the paramedic where John Malkovich is supposed to be, you can see John Malkovich's nose is plugged up. You're like, oh. And then all of a sudden, as you like kind of pan over to him, there's a gun to John Malkovich's head. And they're like, "Marv." But then out of the fucking ambulance, fucking Morgan Freeman comes out. He's
right.
Like, "What's up, bitches?"
Right, and everybody had assumed that he had got pinched.
Mm-hmm. But we do a flashback, and he does the James Bond villain turn with the silencer in his lap. You know, can't be too complacent, you know. And so they find out like, oh, okay, Bruce Willis got shot. We got to fix him up.
Right.
We got to go to Victoria. She's the best wet nurse ever.
Right, because we can't go to a hospital because then that's obvious.
Oh yeah, you got to report it, right?
Yeah.
And so, but John Malkovich's like, "No, she'll also shoot us." So Bruce Willis goes into this place by himself, sees Helen Mirren, and she's like, "Are you here to kill me?" He's like, "No," and she's like, "Oh," and he's like, "You've been shot." And he's like, "All right, come here, I'll take care of that, and tell Marv to stop hiding before I shoot him."
Right, he's gonna mess up my flowers. He's out like laying in the flower bed.
His like head is popping out of the fucking bushes. It's hilarious. But tells the story of everything that's happened, and they're like, "There's one name on this list that wasn't on the other list, and it's this arms dealer. So we got to find out what he knows."
Right.
And so they concoct a plan. They're like, "All right, here, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have Morgan Freeman act like a buyer from I think Paris or something like that."
Right. Yeah.
He's speaking French, right? And so
some brightly colored military suit.
Yeah. But this guy does not remember these three, right? So they're able to go into the back because we find out that this guy has also been being watched by the FBI because he's an arms dealer.
Right, right.
And so he's constantly under surveillance. Carl Urban also figures that out. He's like, well, they're probably going to look at this guy too, so let's make sure that we have everything sorted out. Helen Mirren and Sarah are outside scoping everything out, and she's like, "Oh, I just thought we'd be really nice if we had girl time." So I've never seen Frank like as enamored with somebody as much as I've seen him with you, and that's wonderful. But if you break your heart, I will kill you and bury your body in the woods. And it's like so much more menacing because it's like this British woman saying that.
Right, so politely.
Yeah, and she's like, but they do like, she kind of divulges some of her secrets too. She's like, "Oh, well, when I was in MI6, I fell in love with another agent from a different company."
Right.
And they didn't like that.
It was forbidden.
Yeah, so they told me to kill him. So I put 3 to his chest.
Yep.
So I will bury you in the woods. But meanwhile, they're on the inside. they're able to sort of secure the parameter, or at least the house, because they tricked this guy into thinking he's a buyer. Instead, they were at Guatemala there as well.
Right.
And they're threatening to torture this guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, hey, John Malkovich, what do you want? The nipples, the butt, the balls, or the butt? And they pull out these, like, tools. They pull out these tools and then a freaking Home Depot flamethrower.
Right, a little blowtorch. He's like, oh my God, this is nice. Where'd you get this? Oh, Home Depot. It's like $10.
And they're like, well, wait, stop, please stop. I'll tell you. It was the vice president. He was there in Guatemala. He went crazy and he tried to commit genocide.
Yep.
He's the one that's probably put out the hit on all of you and probably me too. So, like, let me help you guys out of here. But then Morgan Freeman knocks him out because he's going on the whole rant of like, you guys are the good guys. You guys don't kill people. I am a bad guy. I get people killed. And Morgan Freeman's like, shut up. But the recording that they've been kind of leaning on outside has started to skip.
Yeah.
And so the FBI are like...
Yeah, because he had set up like basically like a conversational recording. So as the FBI like are listening, they're just hearing him basically blather on. But yeah, like you said, at this point it hit something and starts to skip. And they're like, wait a second, we're getting played.
So Helen Mirren sees it. She radios in and they're like... She's like, it's tight. There's no way for you to squeeze out unless you guys can create a distraction.
Right.
Carl Urban calls in, talks to Bruce Willis, and he's like, hey, listen, Frank, if you just come out, no one's going to shoot you.
Right.
Got you. And so they're trying to figure out a way out of this, and Morgan Freeman, who earlier in the movie had stated, I never thought I would die like this.
Right.
In Green Pines... So geriatric center.
Right.
Yeah, because when you're living that lifestyle, your lifespan can be like, you don't figure it to be long.
Right, and like Helen Mirren said when they were kind of talking in her house, she was like, "It's not like you can just flip a switch. Once you've been doing this for 20 years, you can't just flip a switch and then
you're
stop."
So bored.
Yeah, so I love
baking and
gardening, but I take the occasional contract work on the side.
Yeah, like when you're doing that kind of work, I mean, at a certain point, that just, it's like your adrenaline. It's like a drug, right?
Right.
When you do those type of things, your adrenaline gets so like peaked that normal life is boring to probably a lot of people, right?
Right.
Me, if I was doing that job, man, I was like, I don't have to jump out of planes anymore. I would totally get so fat.
Right, yeah, you'd pick up some other hobby. Like, oh, look, I started smoking meats.
I have a chain of 7-Elevens, and you get complacent, But no, it's so. But Morgan Freeman's like, I have stage 4 cancer.
Yep.
So, I will be the distraction.
Yeah. And
so he ends up putting Bruce Willis's clothes on, covering up his face, and he walks out. Carl Urban starts to rush to like arrest him.
Yep.
But then he gets shot, and he's like, "Who the fuck took the shot? I said no shots." And so they're able to escape through the back.
Yeah. And
now that they had this information that it's the vice president that's made the CIA his personal hit squad, he's like, well, by the way, as they're making their getaway, Sarah trips and falls. Ugh. Helen Mirren, she looked like a fucking amateur.
but there's enough CIA agents like running up on her after she falls that it's like, I can't take this many people out.
Yeah, exactly. And then the guy that picks him up is Ivan, and Victoria or Helen Mirren's like, Ivan. Ivan's like, my little bunny. So they devise a plan. They know that the vice president, who's played by charmed alumni Balthazar.
Yes.
That's the first thing I ever saw him in. And also Victor Von Doom in the
Oh, right.
the first fucking Fantastic Four. I gotta say, not a bad Victor Von Doom.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was not a bad one.
And weirdly, this was a DC comic, so he's in both
Both universes. But yeah, he's planning to do like a huge speech. And so the whole plan, the whole gang makes this plan. John Malkovich is just a fucking chameleon. He's all over this fucking hotel.
Right. Every time you see him, he's in a different uniform.
Yeah. But Bruce Willis calls Carl Urban. He's like, "Hey, listen, man, I'm at your fucking family's house."
Right.
Because who told him? Was it John? Oh no, it was Ivan that says like, "I will protect anything that I love."
Yeah.
That's why I don't have a lot of things I love.
Right.
And so Carl Urban goes to his home to make sure his family is okay. But then he finds out like, oh man, no, he's gonna go for the fucking vice president.
Right.
And so they devise this huge plan. Helen Mirren is like, she's all over this fucking place too. She traps everybody in there. I forgot how Ivan starts spraying like some sort of scent all over the ballroom.
Oh, right. And then he's like, oh my God, it's a gas leak.
Yeah. And that's all you need. If you ever want to clear out a place, just yell out bomb. No, please don't do that. Don't. And so, everyone's like kind of like scattering, and obviously Secret Service is protecting the VP.
Right.
But then they get trapped in the garage where Helen Mirren is freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger, like machine gunning his like vehicle, which I was like, how is this vehicle not exploded yet, right?
Well, probably because vehicles don't really explode when you shoot them.
Were you sure? And then
I know, because they did that on Mythbusters.
Oh. And then Ivan, this is how you know Brian Cox's character Ivan was like, he was like the James Bond of Russia, because he just nonchalantly gets into like the elevator, and then he waits for this car to like try to pick up the VP.
Yep.
He clicks his little bomb and it explodes the car, and he's like whistling, and then he goes back into the elevator and just disappears. But then, like, as Helen Mirren and John Malkovich are trying to make this escape, they do a pretty good job pressuring, like kind of filtering out the rats into where they need to be, right? But then Helen Mirren accidentally, she gets a little careless and she gets shot.
Yeah.
John Malkovich is trying to help her, but she's like, "No, John, go."
He's like, you know this. Weight. Yep, I'm dead weight. You can't get out. You can't finish the job if you have to drag me around.
And Helen Mirren is trying to do her last stand until Russian James Bond, freaking 006, comes out of fucking nowhere, and she's like, "Hello, my little bunny," and she's like, "You know, you have this exterior, but you're just a big fucking softy inside. You're gooey in the inside." He's like, "Only for you, my love." You know, like I've seen street interviews where Russian women are like, Russian guys are super romantic, and I was like, I guess, yeah. Like a lot of these, every time you see a Russian bad guy, it's always because of love.
Yes, yeah.
And so they're able to.
I mean, even Drago from Rocky was in love with his trainer girl.
His trainer in the girl, that's his wife in the movie. That was Sylvester Stallone's wife.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what? But no. And so as they're trying to escape with the VP gets into the car. We find out, who's it driving it? It's fucking Bruce Willis, of course. Yo. And Carl Urban is trying to stop this getaway. He is pretty much doing his Judge Dredd audition right here, because he even is able to like get on top of the car for a little bit. Until he gets like swerved off,
right?
And then Bruce Willis like shoots like the other two. Like, no, he doesn't shoot them. He tases them.
Yeah,
one to the head. He calls Carl Urban after Carl Urban looks like defeated. He's like in this empty like ballroom, and he's like, "Fuck, I got fucking got again."
Yeah,
and he's like, "I need you to bring Sarah, and I'm gonna be here," and the VP.
Yep.
Vice president's gonna be right here.
Trade you Sarah for the VP.
Right, and they do it, but then all of us, Carl Urban gets there first, and he's like, "Where's Sarah?" He's like, "She's coming," but then all of a sudden, Carl Urban's boss comes with the girl and with the arms dealer from Guatemala.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I told you, I was the bad guy." and the Carl Urban's boss is like, "Yeah, cuff him." And Carl Urban looks like he's a good CIA agent.
Right.
You know, he's not like some sort of double agent or whatever.
Right. And he was. You're getting the impression he was definitely after Bruce because he thought he was leaking secrets or he was going to kill the vice president.
Yeah, so you know he's doing it to his duty.
Yeah.
But he knows this is wrong. He knows what's happening is wrong. So he goes to cuff Bruce Willis, but he slips him the key.
Yeah.
Which, again, first of all, if he's a CIA agent, he doesn't need the key. He'd break that fucking thumb and slip his fucking hand. I know that for sure.
I was at that age though. Bones don't heal that quickly.
No, it's only dislocating it. I think they dislocate the thumb, and then they can pop that bitch back in. But then Carl was probably like, he's already called Bruce Willis grandpa plenty of times.
Right.
So he's just like, you know, I don't want you to get arthritis. So, but then Carl Urban, fucking, again, Judge Dredd audition, shoots his boss, like quick draw style.
Yep.
And then the whole room gets cleared by, fucking surprise, Helen Mirren, John Malkovich, and John Malkovich.
Hidden in the rafters.
Yeah, hidden in the darkness. So cool. And then Bruce Willis fucking throats this guy. Like, just collapses this guy's airway and everything. And what's it called? And the VP, you find out that the VP wasn't the one that called out the hit. It was the arms dealer. Right? And so John Malkovich also kills the arms dealer. He for sure kills him. He shoots him in the face. And Bruce was like, "Do you feel better?" And he's like, "Yeah, you want to go get pancakes?" Yeah, you can't do this movie without John Malkovich.
Right.
He's so, like, he's crazy funny, like, you know? And Bruce Willis talks to Carl Urban. He's like, "Hey, you got this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got this." And then the movie starts to sort of roll to the end, but then, like, first of all, they're in the car with Ivan.
Right.
They're in like some fucking weird European car because John Malkovich is seated towards Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
It's like almost like it's very reminiscent of like those London cabs.
Yeah.
Super cool. I don't know if you ever ridden one.
I have not.
It's fun.
But I've seen them in movies.
And Bruce Willis is making out with Sarah, but Carl Urban's like, he's watching and grinning. Bruce Willis is like super uncomfortable. But Ivan is like,
yeah, they were like, how did you get Ivan to help? And it's
he owes me a favor.
They're like, you owe Ivan a favor?
You gave Ivan a favor? He's like, yes, there is a skirmish outside of Belarus.
It's Moldova.
Yeah, Moldova. I'm going to need you to do that for me. And they're like, and then it almost cuts, but then it cuts. Like, Sarah's like, can we go?
Right.
Because now her life is fucking exciting, right?
Yeah.
And then it almost cuts the credits, but then the next credits is fucking Bruce Willis and John Malkovich. And John Malkovich is like, I can't believe we had to do this.
And he's like in his dress, in a wagon, and Bruce is pushing it.
And he's like, next time, have your girlfriend be in this fucking dress. And the movie ends right there. All right. Before we get into our thoughts about this movie, let's go into our other section, high star, low star.
Boom. Badass action extravaganza. 10 out of 10. I'm surprised Red isn't rated R. That would have been sweet, but it's totally awesome regardless. Robert Schwarzenegger directed a wildly entertaining action story about retired, extremely dangerous CIA Bruce Willis, along with Mary Louise Parker, Helen Mirren, Morgan Freeman, Carl Urban, and John Malkovich, which are all great. I love the hunt downs and the stylish violence that is smooth for a PG-13 experience. Some of it is complicated with the list and the CIA talk. It's well written, fun.
And then we have 1 out of 10. Red, really extremely disappointing. What a disappointment. I still try to wrap my head around the fact that the director, Robert Shotanki, who has great actors like Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, John Malkovich, and Helen Mirren, and a sufficient budget at his disposal, is able to produce such utterly crap. Pardon my French. So what went wrong? I dare to say almost everything. Stiff and lifeless acting, lame jokes, and a horrible soundtrack. If you watch the trailer, then you have already seen the best parts. I highly doubt that anyone with a brain is able to enjoy the story, let alone the whole movie. Directing a movie isn't an easy thing to do, and that is one of the reasons why there are only few people on this planet who are able to master this craft. Clearly, Robert Shotanki isn't one of them. I think that's pretty harsh.
That is super harsh. What else has Shotanki done?
Not a lot. Well, yeah. Oh, no, that was writing. What did he direct? Allegiant, R.A.P.D. Oh, no. Lie to Me. The Time Traveler's Wife was not bad. R.I.P.D. wasn't bad either. I think that just got poor marketing.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think that's a pretty harsh review.
Snake Eyes, the G.I. Joe movie?
Wasn't a fan. But no, I don't think that. I think that's a pretty harsh movie. I mean, this movie isn't like a perfect 10, but I wouldn't say all the cool. I wouldn't say the humor was lame. I think it was John Malkovich super funny in this movie.
Right. But it's a stylized humor, and if you don't like that kind of humor, you just don't. Yeah,
you're not gonna probably be a huge fan of this, but it's great because he plays so well off of Bruce Willis being like kind of straight-laced, serious guy, and it's always fun to have like every movie that's like sort of in this realm of action comedy has a goofy, crazy side character. Like The Rock had Johnny Knoxville,
right?
Sylvester Stallone had his grandma. Grandma got a gun.
Yep.
and I think they played well off of each other with the joke, especially with the jokes and how conspiracy theory crazy he was.
Right. I feel like all the actors played off of each other very well. Like you definitely got a sense of camaraderie. Like it wasn't
all these veteran actors.
Yeah.
And I think the trailer. I don't think the trailer only has like the part where he hops out of the car and like does that Bollywood move, which I think Bollywood actually copied off of this movie plenty of times. But like I also like the scene in the shipyard where where John Malkovich friggin' baseball bats a grenade back to somebody and blows him up. That's super cool too.
But yeah, it's an action movie, so you got to throw some action scenes into the trailer, so people want to see it.
Exactly, right? And like obviously you're gonna put the most stylized one in there,
right? But
like that's if you watch that expecting the whole movie to be like a Matrix-like movie,
right?
I think you disappointed yourself because like. It's pretty standard. I wouldn't say there's nothing like super amazing in this as far as like action films go.
Right.
But it had a close quarter fight with Carl Urban and Bruce Willis in The Office,
which was good. Yeah, like you said, that opening chase scene was fantastic.
Yeah, freaking Helen Mirren fucking helming a machine gun.
Yeah,
was awesome too.
Just so proper and demure, and then
demure. You've been seeing those TikToks? So mindful, so demure.
But then she's got a sniper rifle and she's taking people out.
Yeah, what took me out was her in that beautiful gown.
Yeah,
there's just some guys out there that are like, I'm hard as a diamond right now.
And it was fun because it was like you got to see these old these stars and it's usually like, it's once you get to a certain age, you're like, okay, well now you're in dramas, and you're somebody's grandpa.
All right, or you're doing like a comedy, like Donnie Glover and the neighbor from Dennis the Menace.
Right, exactly.
The old man.
Yeah.
Or Bucket List,
or
something
yeah,
like that.
You're like, let's go to the Fockers. Meet the Fockers. You're
Robert De Niro in it. Which, I mean, totally fine. I love like comedies with them as well, but it's so cool to see them do like these, still do these action films,
right,
and make fun of like, well, I'm old now.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, it's maybe a different generation doesn't appreciate the star power that was actually in it. So like, even if you have, like it was Ernest Borgnine, it's like he's only in it for
like 5 minutes total.
Yeah, like 2-minute like little sections.
Intervals.
But it's still like, to see the talent that they brought into this movie. It was like Expendables when you're like oh my goodness, it's like all those old action stars are all back together.
But see, like the difference between this, I think this and Expendables is because Expendables is so gratuitous.
Right.
In like kind of being this love letter to like 80s action films.
Yes.
That you're kind of, that was like almost, it's like beyond, but you have to suspend belief for that movie.
Right. It's written around basically around the jokes.
Yeah, which, I mean, I'm still pretty mad about it, that like in the first one, Jean-Claude Van Damme was the bad guy. Because first of all, Jean-Claude Van Damme, for all that cocaine that he did, still looks pretty fucking good.
He does, yeah.
That guy still looks like he could probably show his ass. Like if a Van Damme movie came out and he showed his ass, I feel like you could still bounce a quarter off of it.
Right. And he's doing the splits.
Yeah, he's still doing those goddamn splits. So I was still pretty peeved off it. Like, I guess Sylvester Stallone did not like JCVD. But man, like I told you before, JCVD in the Filipino household he's like our Bruce Lee.
Right, yeah. Okay, here, real quick story about this movie. I had meant to see this movie when it was in the theater. Teresa, wife, she was doing like a little, like a girls' party thing, where like the girls come in and they like sell stuff, makeup, and that kind of like
Avon or whatever.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not going to be there. It's all girls. I'm taking off. I'm going to go watch this movie because I know you're not interested in like
action
in this kind of stuff. And I'm standing in line, and I get this phone call, and I'm standing in line for the movie, and she gets this phone call, and she's like, there is a giant scorpion in the house. You have to come home because all these girls are freaking out. I trapped it under like a glass bowl, but like I don't know what to do. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. Hero to the rescue. And like, so I don't see the movie, jump in the car, run home, get up there, upstairs. They have all like this, like the area where they're like doing the money transaction. So it's like, private. And then I walk over, glass bowl, scorpion, big black scorpion underneath this glass bowl. Yeah. And I kind of like lean down to like, because it's not moving it or anything. And as I look at it, I'm like, it says made in China. And I lift up the bowl, and it is a plastic scorpion that, like 3 days earlier, Sierra, my daughter, at that time she was really young, had won at Chuck E. Cheese, bought this fake rubber scorpion.
Scared her mom to death.
It was just like laying on the floor, and
you didn't get to watch the movie.
Yeah, and then Teresa didn't wait for it to move or anything. It was just like bowl on top. Call Colby. So I didn't see the movie, and then somebody actually gave me the movie on DVD, and I have it on DVD, and I just never
bothered to put it in.
Never had a chance really to watch it.
It got buried underneath all your Godzilla VHS tapes.
Right. So I was like, Netflix. It was like, hey, look, brand new on Netflix.
Red.
And I was like, oh, I always wanted to see this movie. And it's your fault I didn't see it, so you're watching it with me.
Did she like it?
She did like it, yeah.
She's like, oh, Helen Mirren is so gorgeous in this movie.
She's got a good friend who really likes the movie, and there's like the part where she's coming down the escalator, and they're like, oh, you're not allowed to be here, and she's like, oh no, it's fine, it's okay, it's fine. Her friend says that all the time whenever just like, you can't do that, and she's like, oh no, it's okay, it's fine.
It'd be like, it's funny when like, I love when people use like quotes in like everyday life.
Yeah,
because then it's almost like, especially if she's like an attractive girl, it's almost something you can bind over. Then it's not creepy. It's like a nice like little segue. Be like, oh my god, you love this obscure B-rated horror film?
Right? Yep.
I do too. We should watch it together. Here's my number. But no, speaking on like just like old people doing like gangster stuff, Gran Turismo. Or Gran Torino,
yeah,
with freaking Clint Eastwood.
Yep,
love that movie as well. Just because he's saying some super racist shit to Asian people, but it's fucking hilarious to me. You know what I mean? Because it's like in my head, like the older you get, the more funny it becomes to me. Because it's like harmless, you know, like you're gonna die soon. But and that racism will hopefully die with you. That's like a good old person movie. There's a movie with Michael Caine called Harry Brown, which is like a really good movie as well. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's a good, like, he's clearing out a fucking drug like operation in his neighborhood.
Okay.
And that one's a super gritty, like old school, like gritty movie too. And I remember buying that when the Hollywood Video was dying.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, no, it is so much fun to see like these older like actors be able to still do some action scenes.
Oh yeah. No, at this point, I said the girl was 10 years younger than Bruce Willis. John Malkovich and Bruce Willis are only 1 year apart age-wise in like real life, even though
John Malkovich has looked old. It's like very Christopher Lloyd. He's looked geriatric for the past 40 years.
Yeah, yep.
But John Malkovich, he is also like, I feel like a super underrated actor as well, because he could do bad guy, he could do comedy,
right?
He could do action, and it's so great to see him in like these aspects, because like now you see him more just do drama. Obviously, he's old too.
Right.
But like he could still play like a really good menacing old villain. Like very what's it called? Snoke from Star Wars. That could have been John Malkovich instead of Gollum.
Right? Yeah. I could totally see that. Yeah.
But he has a way of like his demeanor and his talking that I don't think would fit the Star Wars universe. Oh man, but like we're coming up to our hour, so thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our other months down below. We have a plethora of different themes of months down there for you. We have months like Dumpster Month, where movies just throw out movies in January because those are the dumpster movies.
Right, get the write-off.
Right, get the write-off or keep the IP alive.
Yep.
You know, which is unfortunate that they do that. We have actor theme months, obviously, with like Nicolas Cage. We have Rosario Dawson, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Danny Trejo. So we have a bunch of those out there for you. We have holiday themed months as well.
Right, yeah, we're coming up on some holidays.
Oh, I'm so excited for this heat to be gone from Las Vegas. But we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have streaming, DVD, and Blu-ray, and Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where are you at for this one?
I'm going Ultimate Box Collection because I after I watched this, I was like, oh, Red 2? There's a sequel? And it is also here on Netflix. Let's go ahead and watch that as well. And like I made the joke earlier. I was like, is that from the other movie? Because like then once I watched it, it was like, and I watched them kind of back to back. So it was like, now it's one long movie. Then.
Which it's easily enjoyable because like they don't change like Bruce Willis is still with Sarah in the second movie.
Oh right, yeah,
which is nice. Like the continuation of all that. John Malkovich is still sort of in that movie.
Yep, Helen Mirren's in
Helen
that,
Mirren.
and they had Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, that's another guy that could do both menacing and hero.
Oh yeah.
But,
But yeah, no, it's a real fun sequel. Both of them certainly have like rewatch value. Like I could watch this movie over and over again.
Yeah. And it's hard to say that about action movies nowadays.
It's like the guy was like, we read the reviews, 1 out of 10. Like this is, I don't know if it's 10 out of 10, but this is like at least 8.5 for me.
Yeah, I put this probably at 7.5 or 8. You know, honestly, I probably could have done without the love interest thing.
It was just kind of like the quirky
little like bored middle-aged woman.
Yeah.
It's funny because I feel like they put that in there so like women that read these like smut, like, my life is so boring, I wish like a secret agent can come and spice it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like fine, you know, but I probably could have taken that out and this movie still would have been as good as it was.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all our links down below where we have all our social media.
Yeah, our Facebook, Threads, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We got it all. Just follow, pick one, follow us on something,
and throw us some comments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Cole.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check it out as a theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album Music Podcast 3, and our Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.